share some thoughts about William Tuzik and the Tuzik family. I had the pleasure of traveling the Eagle Trail with William since first grade when he joined Scouts. I was his den leader throughout Cub Scouts and an adult leader throughout his time in Boy Scouts. 10 years ago, we began this journey with 12 little boys, and today, 4 of them are still involved in Scouting and Troop 199. It's amazing. It feels like yesterday that we were making crafts, going to go-sees, and enjoying the Cub Scout program. Throughout all these years, William Tuzik has been an exemplary Scout. He always sets the example for the younger boys and is respected and admired by all. Will has impressed me as a bright, articulate, reliable, and very capable young man. Those of us that know William know that he is a man of strong character and can be counted on by his community to always do the right thing. The Tuzik family has taught him well through a devotion to Scouting, many hours of volunteer service, and a virtuous model of a loving family. In the winter of 2017, Will came to me and asked for advice in finding an Eagle project. At the time, my dad was a resident at St. Joseph's Manor, so I suggested that William do something to bring sunshine into the lives of the senior citizens. From there, Camp Sunshine was born. I, along with many others, had the opportunity to spend 2 days at summer camp with the residents thanks to Will. Everyone who participated had an incredible time, and I can say without reservation that my heart was bursting with pride, joy, and excitement when we left the facility on Friday. It truly was one of the most rewarding community service experiences that I ever participated in. I thank you, Will, on behalf of the campers that left clutching their camp photos, on behalf of the St. Joseph activity staff that were still humming camp songs days later, and on behalf of your troop that were walking on air because we all felt grateful to be part of such an awesome project. At this point, rather than expounding on William's excellent character, unselfish personality, obedient manner, and heart made of gold, I would rather conclude with a story. This story isn't just an ordinary story. I struggle to find words to communicate to you how this moment is a highlight of my entire life. I guess I would use the words of epic and legendary. So here goes. Before becoming an Eagle Scout, the candidate must appear before a district board which is made up of 3 to 4 adults. During this board of review, the Scout is asked questions about his project, his experience in Scouting, and his Scout values. Unbeknownst to the Scout, certain questions are routinely asked. Every Scout earns at least 21 merit badges, so it is very common for the board to question the Scout about their favorite badge or their most difficult. I've had the honor of sitting on many boards and have heard Scouts expound on the difficulty of bugling, nuclear science, or hiking. So during Will Tuzik's board, the board member, as expected, asked, "Will, which badge are you most proud of?" Without a moment's thought or hesitation, Will turned his arm and pointed to the 199 on his shoulder. William, this was one of my proudest moments in Scouting. This simple, innocent act of paying tribute to all the Scouts and volunteers that make our troop special will never be forgotten. It is truly epic and legendary.
William Tuzik and William North, your parents have been a constant source of support for the years you have spent on your trail to Eagle. They are very proud of you. Your mothers have given you love, encouragement, and support for many years, not only in scouting, but also in your many other activities. This afternoon, you have the honor of pinning them with the Eagle Mother's Pin and thanking them for all that they have done for you. William and William, your fathers too have helped you along the Eagle Trail and in all other aspects of your life. They have always been there for you when you needed help, and they have always encouraged you to achieve and learn in all your endeavors. Please present to them the Eagle Father's Pin, an outward symbol of your achievement, which they may wear with pride. At this point, we would like to recognize William Tuzik's grandparents. Would Joan Tuzik please stand? And would David and Judy Nickel, who are joining us electronically today, please stand? In recognition of your many years of love and devotion and your contribution to William's achievement of this, the highest rank in scouting, William would like to present you each with a grandparent's pin that you may wear as a symbol of the pride you feel in their accomplishments. Would Kara Tuzik please come forward? Kara will now have the honor of presenting to her brother, William, the neckerchief worn only by Eagle Scouts. Well, the time has come to present the Eagle Award, and the honor of presenting it rightfully falls to the persons most responsible for you two being here today, your parents. William Tuzik, by the authority vested in this Eagle Court of Honor, by the National Council of Boy Scouts of America, and by recommendation of the persons who have investigated your credentials, your leadership practices, and your character, we hereby award you the rank of Eagle Scout.
journey, and now 10 if you include Cub Scouts. Through all these years, I've experienced much more than the average 16-year-old would. I've woken up on top of mountains with my first sight being as far as the eye can see, ate possibly the most undercooked pancakes one could ever imagine, allegedly crashed an ATV multiple times, and spent countless hours exploring the woods while testing all my scout skills, but those are all stories for another time. Scouting has transformed me as a person. I've acquired so many life skills that I would never have had without scouting. I remember Mr. North always selling scouting to others by saying, "You'll have chances to do things here that you won't have anywhere else." And as usual, Mr. North was right. As some of my predecessors have done, I'd like to share some of these once-in-a-lifetime experiences I've had. One of the first great experiences I've had was going to summer camp. Kayaking, snorkeling, Chester bars, and even the notorious March of Death, which is first years we claimed it to be 10 miles long. But in a couple years, my patrol and I would climb up the same mountain in less than 30 minutes. Later on, I was fortunate enough to go to National Youth Leadership Training. NYLT was a great time where I learned so much about becoming a leader, and I also learned so much about myself. I would highly recommend this program to anyone that's interested. The most recent and meaningful experience I've had in scouting was my Eagle Project. Going into the project, I wanted just to get the job done and become an Eagle Scout, but after putting in countless hours in my project and actually witnessing how I made people feel, my perspective really changed. 3 years ago, I would never have thought I would be going into a nursing home and trying to create a fun and happy camp atmosphere for a bunch of seniors. I was enlightened by my experience, and I'm so thankful for this opportunity. None of this would have been possible with the count of countless others. First off, I'd like to thank my family. They've been on my journey ever since day one, and I'm so lucky that they've always supported me. Next, I would like to thank the committee board for running all the behind-the-scenes actions of the troop, Mrs. Cook for always coming to the meetings and helping out with anything she can, and the assistant scoutmasters who are always there for guidance and support. Thank you to the scouts who have always been a source of laughter, happiness, and wisdom. From campouts to meetings, I can always say I had a great time with my fellow scouts. Thank you to the older scouts who came before me and gave me a solid foundation. They were real mentors to me, and I still look up to them today. But most of all, I'd like to thank the Norths. Mr. and Mrs. North are the reason we are all here today and the reason that Troop 199 exists. Mr. and Mrs. North have been there every step of the way, every Monday night, every campout, every Eagle Project, and so much more. You've made such a big impact on my scouting career, and I'm so appreciative for all your guidance along the way. I know I speak for all the troop when I say I can't thank you enough for what you've done. I want to end on one simple message for all the scouts, young and old. Stick with the program. Scouting has changed my outlook on most things and has changed who I am today. I can almost guarantee it will do the same for you. I'm not going to lie. There are times when you're not going to have it in you. When I first joined scouting, I thought becoming an Eagle Scout was an unattainable goal, and it was only for those who devoted their entire lives to scouting. But as you can see today, I was wrong. All you have to do is be persistent and never give up. All in all, I will always remember my experiences in scouting, and I'm honored to be up here in front of you today. Thank you and have a great day. You have proven to be a credit to Scouting, yourself, and our community. We, the Board of Selectmen, acting on behalf of the citizens of Kingston, extends our heartiest congratulations.